Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
Ahead on primetime, the sexist against a UOG professor resumes in Superior Court. Plus, a drone flies over the local prison before crashing. DepCorp officials investigate. And we introduce you to KUAM's War Survivors this week as Liberation Day draws closer.
Off day and good evening.
It was a teacher-hosted house party that made a turn for the worse. University of Guam's Dr. Michael Ellert, now in day 3 of trial, accused of digitally penetrating 3 of those partygoers while they were swimming in a beach nearby.
Today we hear details from UOG staff tasked with investigating the psychology professor's conduct at the off-campus event.
If he had inappropriately touched anyone, it wasn't intentional. This is what Dr. Michael Ellert told University of Guam's Deborah Leon Guerrero, one of 2 individuals tasked with investigating the psychology professor.
He denied it, absolutely denied it. Said it did not happen.
The events in question occurred on November 1st, 2014. Ellert regularly hosted parties for his students at his EPAN residence. Students brought their own alcohol, played adult games, and went for a swim at the nearby beach. At this particular party, Ellert stated he had the equivalent of 1 beer that night and joined his guests for an impromptu swim, wearing what he described as, quote, exercise underwear, end quote.
He didn't plan to, but then eventually he decided to once he was there.
In the water, he's accused of digitally penetrating 3 of the girls who would report it to the Guam Police Department and UOG. Though he wasn't required to participate in UOG's investigation into the matter, Ellert was cooperative.
I believe he was saying that when it's possible that when swimming, the type of strokes that he was using in his swimming, that he could have possibly, his hands could have accidentally touched someone in the way of his swimming.
Okay, so what type of stroke was he using? How did he describe it?
I think he said crawl.
Like a freestyle, like a crawl?
Yes. He didn't recall and then thought that it was possible that perhaps he was swimming and then maybe lost his balance and was trying to gain his balance. And may have touched her in an effort to gain balance.
As for the last victim, Ellert told investigators he didn't know who she was.
He doesn't know her, so he doesn't believe he's had any contact with her, and if there was, it was unintentional.
On the stand last week, the first victim during cross-examination confirmed she had never, in fact, seen her perpetrator. Also, despite there being a handful of others in the water, no one saw the alleged incidents. Trial resumes on Tuesday.
It's an aggravated assault case that linked to the death of local bodyboarder Brian Cruz. Last October, Cruz had been out drinking with friends when he was punched in the face and knocked unconscious.
Police would discover him in the backseat of a car still unconscious while responding to a riot at Linda's coffee shop. Today, trial kicked off for that rioting case. Cruz's 2 friends to face a jury for the riot before they face another jury for manslaughter.
There's no questioning who threw the first punch. Surveillance footage shown in court today depicts defendant J.C. White slugging victim Liberty Conception just outside Linda's coffee shop. But it's what happens next that's up to the jury to decide. Prosecutor Thomas Newman.
In the early morning hours of October 22nd, 2016, that these 2 defendants assaulted the victim, Mr. Liberty Conception. And number 2, whether or not these defendants were justified in using violence against Mr. Conception to either protect themselves or to protect another.
J.C. White is charged with felony aggravated assault, while co-defendant Alfredo Castro is charged with misdemeanor assault. According to White's attorney Randy Cunliffe, the surveillance footage has no audio and can't show jurors what words were exchanged that led to the fight.
We believe that the evidence showed that there was mutual combat. 2 guys agreeing to fight in this case. I'm not saying the evidence is going to show that Mr. White didn't do anything. But aggravated assault is attempting to cause or causing serious bodily injury.
On the stand today, Richard Regadio testified his friends were hungry after a night out drinking. In the parking lot, they encountered Conception, who appeared to be looking for trouble. What Regadio explained was a bad stare, or as locals call it, an Aten Baba. Despite Regadio's efforts to defuse the situation and trying to make peace with Conception by shaking his hand, Conception continued to provoke his friends.
He said, "Why? What if I did say something?"
In that tone?
A bit more aggressive and loud.
Okay, can you demonstrate that for us?
I said, okay. It was, "Why? What if I did say something?" Something along those lines.
Okay.
And so immediately I think, okay, great. Now he's being aggressive. Something bad's gonna happen.
When it appeared that White had won the fight, Regadio tried to get his friends to leave. However, Conception would call his friends from inside the restaurant, and dozens of others came out when the riot occurred. We should note, during a check of the scene, police discovered Brian Cruz in the back seat of a car in the parking lot, still unconscious. Cruz died days later in the hospital as a result of severe head injuries. Two-month surveillance video shows White punching Cruz earlier that night. That case will be determined by another jury at a later date.
Earlier this afternoon, Judge Michael Bordalio granted defense's motion for acquittal on White's aggravated assault charge. According to defense attorney Randy Cunliffe, this was because prosecutors failed to prove the victim sustained serious bodily injury. Closing arguments will be heard at 1 p.m. tomorrow on the misdemeanor charges. They can be a rather fun device to work with, and those with cameras even offer some incredible images taken from the sky. We are talking about drones, Nick.
That's right, Chris, but it was not the sort of eyes in the sky wanted in this next story. The high-tech gadget alerting officials at the Department of Corrections after a drone crashed on prison grounds.
It came out of nowhere.
There was a drone that had crashed.
DepCorp Deputy Director Kay Baltazar says this Mavic drone was found on Friday around 6:45 p.m. inside the Manilao compound. It went down near the Post 5 unit. Though nothing else was found with the drone, Baltazar says the incident has led to an internal affairs investigation.
One can only put the pieces of the puzzle together that it was probably a test to see if it could get into the facility.
And possibly drop contraband into the prison.
This ties into a lot of the things that we had discussed before in how we need to step up the contraband interdiction efforts, because people who are attempting to get contraband into our facilities are getting more and more sophisticated. We know from our counterparts in the mainland and corrections that these drones have been flying in and doing airdrops.
DOC investigators are reviewing their security cameras as well.
As alarming as it is, at least we're finding it and we're stopping it.
DepCorp is currently investigating a couple dozen contraband incidents that happened just this year. Heightened security has since helped stop more contraband from being smuggled into the prison.
Investigators say the serial number is also on the drone. They hope that could help them track down its owner. I also looked up the cost of the Mavic drone on the manufacturer site DJI. The price tag goes anywhere from $990 to about $1,300.
GPD's chief of police is looking into a crash involving one of their own. It happened outside a Hagåtña bar early Saturday morning. Police spokesperson Officer AJ Balhaja says a total of 5 cars had been damaged, including the off-duty cop's pickup truck. Witnesses told responding officers he seemed to be impaired, though authorities say their fellow officer passed a field sobriety test.
Chief J.I. Cruz takes any allegation of any impropriety from any of our officers very serious. The chief has requested that the officers that are involved in that, handling that incident, submit incident reports to him, to his office, so that he can review those.
The officer, who has not been identified, was cited for imprudent driving, unsafe backing, standing parked on roadway, and driving other than on the right side of the roadway.
Police are searching for a man who attacked a woman with a machete Friday night. It happened near a vegetable stand at the Old Dedero Flea Market. The alleged suspect, ID'd as Romino Ramon, stands about 6 feet, weighing 140 pounds with a slim build. He has brown and gray shoulder-length hair with the same colored beard. He took off with the woman's wallet in a newer model Toyota Corolla. The victim was treated on scene. Please call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-4357 if you have any information.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
Samsung Galaxy S8 for just $99 or the S8 Plus for just $199 at ITNE.
Hyundai's summer clearance event is happening now at Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus and Mighty. With financing as low as 1.99%. There's no better time to drive a new Hyundai Accent, ranked highest in initial quality, starting at just $11,995. Or the new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. SUV lovers, check out the new Hyundai Tucson starting at $19,995. Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's our Hyundai summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Oh! Ruby Tuesday puts the O in dinner combos with Garden Bar Plus entrees for only $20.99. Choose salmon moco, petite sirloin, or pesto chicken pasta. Only at Ruby Tuesday. Oh!
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Areola at 472-6114.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back. Two key sections for Guam are included in the fiscal 2018 National Defense Authorization Act that has just cleared the House. In a news release, Congresswoman Madeline Berdalio says the bill provides for more than $354 million in construction funding for the military buildup. It also includes her amendment to give the U.S. Customs and Immigration Service the flexibility to reverse a nearly 100% H-2B visa denial rate. Others say Berdalio amendments require the Navy to convey the former ship repair facility to GITA at no cost, and the Government Accountability Office to conduct a study on whether the harmful pesticide Agent Orange was ever used or stored in Guam. A House Senate Conference Committee must still meet on the final bill to be sent to the President for his signature.
More federal money is available to help control the brown tree snake problem. The Interior Department's Office of Insular Affairs has come up with $3.5 million to prevent the snake from spreading to Hawaii, the Northern Marianas Islands, and Micronesia. The funds are part of a broader DOI effort to combat invasive species in the region. Interior says the brown tree snake is one of the most widely known damaging pests. It has been blamed through the years for a large drop in Guam's bird and lizard population. A $250,000 federal grant has also been approved to help combat the infestation here of the little fire ants.
No to more taxes. That's the basic sentiment from a survey conducted with the Guam business community. Isabaza has more.
It's no surprise that the business community is up in arms over talks of tax increases.
In a recent survey with chamber membership,
87% opposed Governor Eddie Calvo's proposal to increase the business privilege tax by nearly 19%. Another 84% opposed Senator Dennis Rodriguez's proposal to increase or create a health insurance fee of 4%. Board chairman for the Guam Chamber of Commerce, Bobby Shringy, said a big concern is whether the government has done its part to cut expenses and boost collections. Another concern is whether the money raised will go where it's intended. And while most members opposed any increases, there may be room for some negotiation.
If there's one specific tax that could take a little tweak, the property tax would certainly be that option, because it is the lowest in the nation.
Shringy estimates minor changes in the property tax could raise tens of millions of dollars. Meanwhile, he says the fees, taxes, and borrowing bills currently under discussion won't only impact the cost of doing business in Guam, but the cost of living, as these fees will likely be passed on to the consumers.
When that's increased, it adds on to the cost of goods. It impacts the most vulnerable in the community. As far as the health insurance premium tax, no matter how you look at it and what it's funding, it's going to cause an increase in the cost of health insurance.
Shringy said any proposal to increase taxes should be put up for a vote through a referendum as allowed for by Guam law. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
Thanks, Isa. Well, all this week, members of our team are sharing their families' personal stories of the Japanese occupation on Guam.
The series is part of our ongoing We Always Remember project, so meet my grandma.
The Japanese one. The Japanese car.
For me, the only war I can imagine is what I see in the movies. For my grandmother, 95-year-old Maria Lizama Gamatautau, it was a reality.
Oh my God, I'm very sorry because I'm suffering on the way. Oh, my suffer are very bad. On the day that we are, it's very bad.
At the start of World War II, she was 19 years old. Jose, or Joe Gamatautau, my mom's oldest brother, helped my grandma share her story.
During the war, it was forced labor. She had to march with the other Chamorro to a Benengon camp, where she had to work in the field, the rice paddies and all those.
During the war, my grandma was forced to march from her home in Sumai to the Menengan camp in Jotnya. She remembers being slapped by a Japanese soldier, but telling herself it didn't hurt.
What was it like when the Americans came? How did you know the war was over?
They are saying it. They say that the war is over.
They were singing?
Because the military...
they were saying that the war's over.
All the military come from the ocean, and they say that the war is over.
Life was always hard for my grandma, who could never afford to put herself first. At the age of 2, her mother died and she lived with her aunt, who couldn't support them. My grandma, as a result, had to farm and sell fruits, vegetables, and baked goods.
I was 4th grade when I quit from school because nobody's going to support us. Me and my auntie.
After the war, she'd find herself trying to rebuild a home.
Right? I feel good, but it is not very, very good because I don't have any home. I don't have anything to support us.
She'd later marry my grandfather, Oscar, and they'd have 9 children, including my mom, Victoria. Though she wanted to return to school, she never would. And if she did, she would have graduated from the George Washington High School class of 1939. Last week, she got her chance and received her honorary diploma, making her the oldest recipient to date. Today, Grandma has 34 grandchildren, 69 great-grandchildren, and 20 great-great-grandchildren. If you want to know her secret to longevity, she thanks God.
I believe in God, the Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, and Jesus Christ, His only Son, our Lord.
Si Zeus Mahal si Grandma, my war survivor, Hugwai Zahao.
And over the weekend, site visits and memorial services were held in Maritza to honor the victims and survivors of the Tinta and Faja massacres. They are the latest in a series of memorials that have been scheduled to commemorate the island's 73rd liberation of Guam from Japanese forces during World War II.
73 years since that terrible battle, that we focus on peace. And I think that's what's so important here. The sacrifices of these innocents, that we use these as a springboard for peace for our generation and for future generations to come.
Just days before the Americans arrived to retake Guam, over 60 Chamorro men and women of Malesu were taken to Tinta and Faja. They were forced into caves and trenches and were murdered with grenades and gunfire. Only 24 people survived to tell the story. Make sure you check out KUAM Digital for Sabrina Salas-Matanani's extensive coverage on this past weekend's visit to the massacre sites.
And as part of our War series, our digital team has been working with the National Park Service to create a story map of the World War II sites on Guam. To explain our story map project is KUAM's digital reporter, Brittany Calvo.
So here we have KUAM's interactive World War II story map, where we pay homage to those who paid the ultimate price and those who lived during the liberation of Guam during 1944. In this interactive map, you'll not only find digital guides to the various historical sites, but you'll also find detailed packages and eyewitness accounts of life on Guam during World War II. We hope to help build awareness and a better understanding of what life was like in the 1940s and how the Japanese occupation and subsequent liberation by the United States has left a lasting impact on our island. So if you please visit our Facebook page, and pinned to the top you'll find a link to the story map, which you can use to explore the different sites that contribute to the history of Guam.
Thanks, Brittany.
Well, coming up in sports, Double D has the latest FIBA hoop action. But first, here's your island weather.
What can I say? My family was tired of seeing red from internet data caps. We switched to GTA and life is good again. Sure, it took a bit of time for some of us to adjust to our newfound internet freedom.
Don't turn off the show. How does it end?
Relax, honey. The data limits are gone. You can watch the whole show now.
But we're all happy with the change, and I think it's even earned me some cool points.
You rock, Mom.
That's right. It's getting lit up in here. How about that?
Okay. So I need to finish this homework now.
Okay, I'm done. My son, though, he's in the midst of a serious rebellion.
Rebelling against an alien invasion, that is.
Free yourself. Switch to GTA Home Internet today. Truly unlimited with no data caps or additional usage fees.
A wise man once said that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. You don't always see that 10% coming when you get hurt or feel the devastation. For over 40 years, Alpha Insurers reacts quickly for you to provide you with peace of mind. Always. Alpha Insurers, protecting your good things in life.
Reduce your energy costs with GPA's Energy Sense program. Energy Sense provides cash rebates with the purchase of qualified energy-efficient air conditioners, washers, and dryers that help reduce your energy usage. Contact GPA today at 647-5787, 8 or 9 to learn more about Energy Sense and other ways to help reduce your monthly energy usage and save money by using energy more efficiently. For more Energy Sense saving ideas, visit GuamPowerAuthority.com or like us on Facebook. Energy Sense makes good sense.
If you like the iconic chalupa from Taco Bell, you're gonna love this. Double the seasoned beef with nacho cheese sauce. The new limited edition double chalupa. Love it while it lasts. Only at Taco Bell.
Welcome back, Grandma. Wow.
I did a lot of shopping in Italy, and I met a nice man.
Ciao. Gino.
Gino.
Da Italia.
He's Italian.
Vieni qua.
Buick now has an SUV for that. The new Buick Envision. One of Buick's luxury SUVs. Get 15% below MSRP on all 2017 Envision preferred vehicles. That's over $5,600 on this Envision. Visit AutoSpot Buick today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. The FIBA U17 Oceania Championships wrapped up play over the weekend at the UOG Cabo Fieldhouse. Tonight on the show, we'll take a look at our boys and girls basketball team taking on Australia in the semis and Samoa in the bronze medal games. Our U17 girls national basketball team's gold medal hunt came to an end against Australia in the semifinals of the 2017 FIBA U17 Championships. Australia's size, length, and speed was a huge mismatch from the start of the game. Our girls had trouble getting the ball past midcourt and was unable to get clean looks at the basket without a defender being in their face. Australia scored 60 unanswered points before Haley Senni would put up Guam's first basket. Australia led 80-2 at the half and went on to take the game 154-12. Australia went on to take the gold medal 81-60 over New Zealand, finishing the tournament undefeated. Isabel Bourne put up 20 points in the win. The girls took to the court against Samoa in the bronze medal game on Saturday. Samoa took an 18-point lead going into the half, 52-34. Haley Senni with 2 of 10 points of the game off this pull-up jumper. Mia St-Nicholas led Guam with 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Turnaround shot in the lane drops for 2. Samoa's Hana Tafua hit 2 of 3 shots from behind the arc to finish with 8 points. Guam fell to Samoa 88-58. Rosita Duenas going baseline for Guam here. Our U17 boys squad fell victim to the Australian team as well in the semis. Australia's Samson Froling going one-handed on the dunk. The transition game hurt Guam. Once Australia picked up the turnover, they were able to get down court with only 2 passes to finish at the basket. Guam trailed 88-19 at halftime. Kyle Brown led all scorers with 36 points, 5 rebounds. Takumi Simon led Team Guam with 9 points. Australia went on to take the game 155-39. New Zealand was able to keep Australia from scoring 100 points in the gold medal game, but lost 93-55. Australia took home gold for both divisions. The boys went on to face Samoa in the bronze medal game. A lot of action in the paint as Guam looked to hold it down on their home court. Lawrence Tisalona gets the shot to finally go for Team Guam. Big man Tamau Tatau put up 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 block for Samoa. Hesitation baseline goes window for the lay-in. Our boys kept the lead after every quarter, looking to get the finish at home. Good passing to get the ball to Brandon Soriano for the short-range jumper. Guam shot 62% from the field and kept the battle on the boards even despite giving up a little size. Turnovers came back to haunt Samoa, losing the ball 27 times. The home team forced 20 steals on their way to the bronze medal finish. Behind the 105-70 win, Jason Diaz with the 3-point shot and the foul for the 4-point finish. Payton's Giselle Manabusen recently won a gold medal in the Pee Wee 3 division for female competitors in the lightweight for gray belts. She won 9-0 in the semifinals and 2-0 in the finals to win the gold medal. Payton's also won double gold in both the gi and no gi at the Kids World 2017 International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Championships held in California. Manabusen trains under Hector Vasquez in Las Vegas and fights out of Cobrina BJJ. She has been training since June of 2016 and has also won gold at the Jiu-Jitsu World League in Las Vegas, bronze at the IBJF Pan Kids, and another bronze at the BJJ Tour in December of last year. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
It's Nissan's Stay Fit sales event.
Fitness is important. You Nissan service pros are like trainers for my car's fitness.
Now check out this heart racing deal on the Sentra, starting at just $96 per pay period. That's right, the 5-star safety rated Sentra starting at $96 per pay period. And your new car fit kit includes free service, free car washes, and your own personal fitness watch.
Keeping it fit and clean with free car washes leaves me more time to focus on keeping myself fit.
The Stay Fit sales event. Find out more at Nissan Upper Tucson or online at NissanGuam.com.
48 hours. That's all we get in a week. But those 48 hours, we try to make them last forever. How? By filling them fast with all the right stuff. With a lot of laughter, a little drama, some adventure, and a whole lot of love.
Dad, Mom's here.
It happens pretty quick.
Bye, Dad.
But it's cool. Because the rest of the week, we talk about our plans.
You want to go to the beach?
On how to make the next 48 hours last us a lifetime.
You can't choose who sits next to you. But at least you can choose 2 of your favorites from McDonald's McPick 2 menu.
Choose any 2 at McDonald's for $3. A McDouble sandwich, a medium fry, or a medium drink. McPick 2 for $3 for a limited time.
Why is tourism Guam's #1 industry? Tourism benefits our economy. Visitors come to our shores to experience our island. More tourist spending means more dollars flowing into our economy. Tourism creates jobs. From bell service to front desk to tour agents, more jobs mean more opportunities. Tourism builds businesses. From hotels to shops to restaurants. More businesses mean more dreams come true. Tourism preserves our culture. In the visitor industry, culture takes center stage. Celebrating our culture means keeping our traditions alive. Tourism keeps our land and waters clean. It all adds up. Tourism improves our quality of life.